He's Nick, I'm Matt, and we're Insufficient.
Hello, Matthew.
What's up, man?
Welcome to our first ever This Day in Phishtory episode.
Well, I did something similar to it last
You
week, but
did.
it was, yeah.
You did. Yeah,
Well, we
I
did.
said our.
Yeah, our.
Yeah. It wasn't insufficient. It was Matt sufficient.
Nah,
It was
I represent the team.
good. It was good. That's the problem. This is going to be bad. But not because our show is bad. It's because This Day in Phish history, while necessary for us to be here now, is painful.
It absolutely was not.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm 100% going to disagree with you on this. Which is crazy, because I'm taking the positive side and you're taking the negative side.
Which is
crazy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
For how I feel. So everybody knows today is 3/6/9 or 3/6/25, and on 3/6/9, which obviously Phish
What's
using
that? 369 get low.
Well,
Get low.
It was Float. No, well, who's that guy? Ludacris. Is
Ludacris.
the one who talked them into getting back together.
Apparently.
Which is why they went with 3/6/9.
And Oasis talked us into doing Insufficient again.
They said that they would get back together if we got back together. And so this is our 3.0, and this is the beginning of Phish's 3.0.
No, we're 2.0.
No, we're 3.0.
We never did did we do a 3.0?
We did a 2.0 for like a week.
Yeah, it's not fair. That's bullshit.
It did not. Well, 2.0 was short.
Trip was short.
It was very short for Phish, for Insufficient, and here we are. And our first episode back was titled Fluffhead with a couple of question marks, because in Phish's first show back in 3.0, the first song they played was Fluffhead?
I just realized I shouldn't have shaved.
No, I love it. Dude, you're so anti-wook right now. It's great.
I prefer the beard. I look like a baby.
I like it. Handsome
I
man.
like it when you look like a 10-year-old.
I'm like, could you do me a favor? Can you put on a gym? I don't even know what those are called.
I don't know.
In gym,
I don't know if I want you going any further with this.
they would make you put on a smock. Was it a smock?
That's art.
Okay.
Do you remember the smocks? It was like some other person's father's shirt.
Yeah,
you'd have to put on backwards.
This is my grandpa's shirt. Hey, put it on.
But it wasn't your family's.
No.
It was somebody else's family's.
It was gross.
It was absolutely disgusting. I don't understand why you didn't like this. And if you're comparing it to their last show, I mean, this is just so much better.
I wanted to bring a prop. I never bring props on the show.
I had a prop today, and I was like, and their last performance was, what the fuck was the last performance? Coventry, and it was a picture of Trey.
That was good. I was going to bring a brick. And then
it.
Oh my God, they bricked almost every single fucking song.
You're crazy.
Oh
You're crazy.
God, no.
What the fuck okay, all right. So
Set 1, Song 1, 3/6/2009, Hampton, Virginia. Phish comes back after 4 years off.
But it opens up with Fluffhead. I mean, the crowd was crazy. Even on live Phish app, where they usually tone down the crowd audience, you couldn't, because it was so fucking loud in there.
I thought my head was so far up Phish's ass for kissing their butt. I was wrong when I heard this crowd.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And here's the thing. Fluffhead opens it, which I think is a fitting opener, considering the last time it had ever been played, it since hiatus, was September 29th, 2000.
Brick.
It's not a
Fluffhead
brick. It's a
brick.
plant.
Yeah, it's a plant.
All right, okay, they nailed it.
Like to the cross?
They nailed it. They nailed it. What did you hear? I mean, I
listened to it again today.
They nailed it.
It's painful. I bought the CDs. They came out. I ordered them. I remember listening to it, and I remember thinking, uh-oh.
Wait. What about Fluffhead did they fuck up?
Uh-oh.
I'd like to know.
It did. The instrumentals, the rhythm.
They were all
nailed. Wrong.
No.
Wrong. Just keep going. This is it's This is the only episode I will be a whiny Phish bitch fan.
Apparently.
Because
this is the worst I've ever seen you.
I'm never like that. I hate people that are like this. It's just...
I'm like this.
No, you're not. You're not like this. You have constructive criticism. I am just straight up hating. And it's because I've got fucking 14, 15 years of being angry about this show. Nobody's ever asked me. And if they had asked me, I would tell them what I'm telling you now. Keep going. Song 2.
Divided Sky.
What,
Nailed it.
Starting a charity?
Nailed it again.
They did not nail it.
Every single set section was played well.
It was not played in the correct time.
Shock Dust, however.
Fishman was not...
Fishman did fine.
He did not do great.
And I was listening because I wanted to figure out what exactly was about the show that you didn't
what
like.
What exactly was wrong with the show. And I do know what it is. And at the end...
Because it cannot be the set parts, because they nailed them.
They didn't really nail the set parts.
If you're talking about going deep into jams...
Did you listen to You Enjoy Myself?
Okay, You Enjoy Myself was rough. But
did you listen to David Bowie?
They weren't that bad. I've heard worse.
Rift had an entire part of the set part that's not in there played twice, but in the wrong order. Okay, look,
Chalk Dust.
Break.
The jam didn't really peak anything here.
There was no peaking.
No, there was no peaking in this.
There was no chemistry. Fishman. So what it is...
Get the plant out of your hand.
If everybody who listens to our show, and I promise that I will never critique the band horribly just to be mean, but like there was so much waiting, there was so much anger and pain. Phish took a break, they got back together, it didn't go well, they broke up. There looked like levels of infighting that you don't see from people that you respect and that you care about and that you think about. And then they get back together, they release an album which was really good. Like, for all intents and purposes, Joy is a great album musically, with the exception of Numberline for You. And, so there was a lot of pressure. They come out, they play in Virginia, which is like, why aren't you playing in DC? Why don't you play someplace fucking accessible for your average Phish fan? You play in the middle of the South? No, get out of here. Hi, honey bunny. I'm a little busy yelling at the moment. And so... like, the whole vibe is just wrong. And I don't even know what I was talking about.
You're so into your hate right now. It's really unbelievable. Number one,
can't believe there
was no level of infighting that was going on with their breakup. It really was this simple. Trey was fucked up. They needed to take a break. Maybe Fishman needed a little break too, but Trey definitely needed a break. Clearly, dude got busted. All right. So I don't think there was levels of infighting. I think the guy needed to get sober, and they all knew that that's what had to happen for this to work. It is interesting that Paige was the one who released the letter about the breakup. I always really liked that it was Paige.
Maybe Paige just released the letter and didn't talk to everybody before releasing it.
Oh, I don't think so. I think he talked to everybody. Because they did that. They did that before they actually played at some of the last shows. So they didn't do it like, they had played a bunch of shows. Anyways, Chalk Dust did not reach the jamming that it could have. Sample was fine.
There was no release.
Stash was okay. Stash was pretty good.
Was not great.
I Didn't Know, your favorite. And they did fine. That song fucking hit.
Dude, it's 2009. Like Phish was peaking, 6 years earlier. It was such
04 was not peaking.
They were still on 03, they were still on the way up there in that echelon.
Definitely.
This show was such like a down-to-earth reminder that this band was human, and these guys were superheroes to me. So I was very let down. I wouldn't have released set 1 at all. I would have said, hey, we didn't record it. Set 2, there's hope. So let's keep going. Susie G. Susie G. Farmhouse.
I don't even really like
Farmhouse.
No. The new Farmhouses are very good.
They are good.
I like this. I was talking to my wife. We were listening to it in the car the other day because she loves Farmhouse. And I was telling her, I was like, when they used to play this, they would come in aggressive during the jamming. and it just didn't work because it's such a push song that fishy fish, fish, fish. It's such a push song that when you come in aggressive during this jamming, you're like, wait, what's going on here? But now they play it so nicely. NICU, you
I see
loved it.
me.
You loved it.
That might have been the highlight. No, actually, Horn was the highlight.
Horn was very good.
Horn is your saving grace, literally, for set one.
Rift had some rough parts. Rift, but here's the deal. I was listening to some shows in 93, and they had some major issues too.
I'm not saying that Phish didn't have major issues, but they didn't have major issues in like every song. This was, I mean, there was clearly nerves. I think,
definitely. I think
they were nervous. I think that the real thing was Trey is learning how to play sober, which Eric Clapton has talked about a lot. Trey talks about being sober, but he doesn't talk about having to learn to play sober.
None of them ever will talk about things that are difficult for them to do with their music or their instruments. Never. I remember somebody asked Fishman too during an interview, what are the hardest songs for you to play? Is that your stomach?
No.
And okay. And I heard, and he won't even say it. He said he wouldn't talk about it. It's Gaiuti?
It's gotta be.
I don't know if it's Gaiuti.
It's gotta be.
But I think Rift is one of them.
Rift's an easy song. It's just a train beat.
No, it is not. Yeah, no, there is a crazy polyrhythm thing going on there that is very difficult to play. It is a difficult drum part, especially at that tempo. Train song.
It's Mike. Mike's singing a lot.
Water in the Sky.
By the way, Mike is like checked out this whole show.
He's still got the mop top.
Dude, he's like,
it's so weird to see him with the mop top.
He's there. I don't think he's committed to the band at this moment in history. I think he is now. Like, remember that interview where he's like, yeah, I'll always tour with Phish. When I decided I would always tour with Phish. It's like, well, you're part of Phish. And so that rubbed me the wrong way. But I think that there was a time where Mike was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I think this is a show.
I don't think he was like, I don't know if I want to do this. They would have that discussion before playing the show. I think they were like,
well, no,
I'm nervous.
In his inner self.
Mike has always been nervous and very
nervous in the service.
Oh, shit. But he's always been self-conscious of his playing. He wrote about it in remember Mike's journals?
Yeah.
He wrote about those thoughts in his head that, am I playing the right thing? I don't know. But he was always very apprehensive about his playing. So that's not out of character for Mike. I don't think he was like, oh, should I be playing with Phish? I think they're like, this is going to be great. I'm really nervous.
I'm a Phish music Zen listener. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. I put it on and I listen until I'm thinking about my own things, like whatever I need to be thinking about, whatever
where it's just going on.
Where Phish is in the background. Fishman is kind of bringing the speed of my thoughts. Trey is kind of, directing them. Paige is just the light of life. It's great. And like listening to this show, I couldn't, like, I had to drive around all day. And so I put it on and listening to it, I kept getting jarred. Like I was, yeah. And so Train Song, jar. Water in the Sky, fine. Squirming Coil, jarred. David Bowie is like, Houston, we have a problem.
It was that bad?
It was that bad. And then Set Break. And by the way, I guarantee you, never mind, I'll tell you at the end of the show what I guarantee.
This one hurts. Set 2 opener, number line.
First number line ever.
Yep. Debut.
Not the best number line ever.
No. I mean, no number line is.
That's not true. There has to statistically be the best number line ever. It was not this one.
Somebody else's opinion. Tweezer.
How tasty was this tweezer?
Not as good as...
It was like step into the refrigerator.
Yeah, not as good as the taste.
Okay, so finally taste comes around. There is hope. Like if I was at this concert live, halfway through the second set, I'm going to say to you, there's some life here. And they rode that life out for the next 3 songs.
Possum.
Good Possum. By the way, is Possum a country song?
Bluegrass in nature.
I think it's their closest thing to their country song.
Yeah, but they didn't write it.
I mean, they did write it.
They sort of wrote it.
They wrote it with a different configuration.
Confederation.
Yeah, ooh, I don't like that.
Theme from the bottom. You said this was your favorite.
Theme from the bottom was played well. Didn't go anywhere. No release.
No release.
And actually, I got a little teary-eyed because I started thinking about some of the themes from the bottom we've been getting lately. Those shits are fire.
They're good. They're some of the best ever.
Yeah, I agree. That song is peaking.
First tube.
We're back into Brick City.
Yeah, this was bad.
Like they were trying to do something with Trey on a loop, and everybody was out of time by the end of the song. Yeah.
See, we should have just reviewed it because it was so good.
No, this is This Day in Phishtory.
All right, Harry Hood. I want to get your opinion on this.
As a matter of fact, if I could build a city of bricks behind me, I would be like, Brick City.
Well, there kind of is that thing behind you. Looks like a bunch of bricks.
Brick City.
Fucks up my eye a little bit.
Yeah,
but...
that's what I've got it for, you bastard.
Waste.
At one point, I think they were playing Silent in the Morning Jam.
And ended with You Enjoy Myself, which was one of the worst You Enjoy Myself I've ever heard.
Double brick.
They restarted it.
They did that a lot.
They restarted it.
Yeah.
What are they, Metallica?
And they released it. I would have been like, hey, we played that show. It was great.
But Trey introduced Phish's dad during I Didn't Know.
No, I thought he just introduced Fishman
as Phish dad. As dad. That's right. Yeah. Fishman's dad.
Grind, Bouncing, Loving Cup, Closer.
Wait, so did you think this whole run sucked? All 3 days?
Yeah.
All 3 days sucked.
I've got all of the CDs. I can picture the room of my old house where I listened to them, and like the level of disappointment was so there. I had to decide. And then this is what I decided. We don't leave our friends when they're down. And so I thought to myself, Phish is down. I'm going to ride it out. And I'm so glad I did.
I left him in Coventry. I was done.
You were done until Chris brought you back.
Yeah, she regrets that. Yem featured a false start, possibly a nod to the January 3rd, 2023 false start version.
Yeah,
they were bullshit.
They were like, in 2023, we're going to do a false start.
Excuse me. No, 2003. That is bullshit. The fact that someone wrote as a possible nod, like, get the fuck over yourself.
I'm on Phish.com.
Yeah, Fishnet.
I'm on the com.
A possible nod to 2003 false start restarted version? No. Why would they do that? That's so stupid. They fucked it up and they had to restart it. It got a 4.1 or 4.2.
That is the biggest butt kiss I've ever seen. This should be their worst rated show. Musically speaking, if you didn't know that this was their comeback show and you just listened to it, you'd be like, this show was horrible. I've never said that about a Phish show. I've never said that. I've said it about this one. I will never say it again. This isn't a podcast where I rip on Phish. Fuck Mr. Minor. I do know why he got his start, because if he saw this show, he's like, oh, people will read me talking shit about this band.
Because wasn't he like the first person to really talk shit about Phish?
Yeah.
Like openly?
Yeah, I never liked him. I never read his stuff. I always thought he was too mean, too critical.
But he's always mean, though.
Right. Well, I don't think he's mean anymore. I don't know if he does it anymore. But towards the end, he started to say that they're back. And I do think that it's been 16 years. And it really takes that long. I think what was missing in the show was the rest of the band didn't know how Trey was thinking. And
I think there was a bit of disconnect.
And so it took a while for that to come back. And so now in the jams, they all know. I guarantee you, they know when Trey's going to ask to pass the salt before Trey says it. Right?
However, I'm gonna have to like really kind of Fluffhead and Divided Sky were played fine. I think there were worse things in the show, but
I definitely wouldn't have picked those as my comeback song.
Well, Divided Sky.
Maybe if it was a benefit concert for
it should have been a Yem opener.
No, they should have, give me the rock and roll. Give me a split open.
That's crazy that you come out with a Fluffhead, which requires so much attention to detail, and then you fuck Yem up. Right?
Yeah.
Like, there are way more parts to Fluffhead than there are to You Enjoy Myself. You Enjoy Myself probably has 4 or 5 different sections. Like there are, right? Just the way, if you're thinking A, B, C, D, and E, right?
Sure.
The Fluffhead like has like 10.
It's got like 12.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's got way more. Ladies and gentlemen, Insufficient, I will never be this mean to a Phish show again.
Oh yeah, you will.
No, I won't. This was a hard show.
I'll find one.
No, you can't. This one had 2. This is just emotional damage.
Listen to commentary.
I feel like this was therapy. He's Matt. I'm Nick. This was Insufficient.
Yeah, makes me feel so good.
I got the right music for you today.
I like this. Now this is bluegrass. Well, this is not bluegrass. What am I talking about? What the fuck am I saying?
Is this country?
No, this is gypsy jazz.
Oh, by the way, prog rock means progressive rock.
Yeah.
So when I like an asshole on the podcast, be like Prague, like the fucking city, and you're like, yeah, you just fucking
did I
with
say
me?
yeah?
Yeah.
No, I was just yaing you to.
Okay, so
like I do it with my words.
Progressive rock makes more sense.
Rock. Yeah. No, it's not Prague, the fucking city.
That's what I thought. Why would you shorten progressive to Prague and not talk about a city in a faraway country? That's so stupid.
Because it's fucking dumb.
Just say progressive. You're only saving one syllable.
That sweatshirt's fucking progressive.
Dude, this is like a nice sweater.
Sweater. Yeah.